Alright, so I didn't know if I want to make this a how-to or not, but I figured since I'm doing it, might as well. So, put the belt back on for you guys, just so you can see it. See how it wraps around. Alright, so this is a 15 millimeter on a long extension handle. You really want a long extension because this tensioner spring is pretty strong. So you just move it forward and unwrap it. Try not to get your fingers underneath where that belt and that pulley is, just because if you lose grip or whatever and that gets on your finger, it's going to smash the crap out of it. Okay, so that's out. I had to go buy some new new tools. So this went down to, what was it, AutoZone, and had to get these. See the little star looking bit. Thought I had one, but I guess I don't. Anyway, so I'm gonna put these on. I said it's an E14. Fits real nice and snug. So there's one up here that I'm going to take off. There's one down there that I'm going to take off. And hopefully, whenever I take that off, it'll allow it to move a little bit so I can unhook the back of it. I'll probably have to jack up the tires or jack up the whole car and crawl underneath and try and get to something, but we'll tackle that once we get there. But I know we got to take these two off, so I'm going to do that and get back with you. Okay, so here's where we're at. I was able to finally get this out, and yeah, it was only those two bolts. I had to get a small pry bar in there, and I nestled it in between the block and the alternator. I was able to finally wiggle it loose. It did take quite a bit to wiggle it loose, but I was able to pull everything off. Here is the boot. That's the, oh geez, where's it at? Oh, that's the cable that was on there, and yeah, that boot kind of deteriorated. So once I put the new one on, I'll get some electrical tape, wrap it around there, so there won't be any accidental grounding. Something that I did was I took the intake boot off, and that just allowed me a little bit of extra room to wiggle it out, and I had to kind of crush this hose and then also not get it tangled up on these hard brake lines. I think that probably goes to ABS or I don't know, something like that right there. But so here's the old one. Here's the little shield. It's probably like a little heat shield thing because the exhaust is right above it. I thought I was going to have to take this off first to get it out, and if you can, it might be easier to do that. But anyway, so I'll take the heat shield off, transfer it over to this one, and put it back in and go from there. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's like I don't know what's leaking. I don't know where it's leaking from. It might just be that. I'm not quite sure what that is. Probably some kind of low oil temperature or low oil sensor or something or another. But yeah. Anyway, so there's two boots on here. There's a boot that comes off from. Oh, here it is. There's so you take off that worm clip. There's another worm clip on this side, and then loosen it up from this one. Loosen it up from this one. Loosen this up. That goes to here. Then you're able to lift this up and kind of scoot it over just to the side, just to give you a little bit extra room. So, all right. So I will, like I said, I'll transfer this over. And some of these you have to keep the pulley. again, that may go back to my old school way of, you know, I've been out at doing this for over 10 years, so that's, you used to have to keep the pulley. So, but these pulley matches up, and now's a good time to also check your tensioner. And as you can see, it spins nice. There's no weird noises. There's no play, so good to keep that. And then if I wanted to, I could check the other ones, but I'm not having any weird noises or nothing. So, all right, I'll quit blabbering, and we'll get back with the next part of doing this. One more thing I forgot to tell you. Since this is out, I'm going to go ahead and put dielectric grease in here, and then also some anti-seize on all the bolts, which I'm going to clean those off with the wire wheel. A little bit of rust on there, but not too bad. And then I'll put some dielectric grease on that. I don't expect to have this car, if this works like it's supposed to, I don't expect to have this car the next time this alternator goes out. So, but anyways, I figure while I'm doing it, just in case, you know, this malfunctions or whatever, I'll have to redo the whole thing again. Be a pain in the butt, but it'll be easier to get out. So I also put some, I might put some dielectric grease on that too, I don't know. Anyways, I thought I'd throw that in there, especially since these are, you know, steel bolts going into aluminum. They have a tendency to corrode and stuff, so ounce of prevention is worth a pound of less headache, or I don't know. See ya. Okay, so I'm under here, got everything hooked up. Still need to fix that boot, but I will here in just a minute. I was going to give you a tip real quick, and it's going to be really hard. Okay, you see, let's see here. Alright, there is this, jeez. Okay, this electrical line, it's got like conduit kind of stuff on there. Can't see it, but right in the little dark spot, there's one of those little clips. If you undo that, that'll give you a whole lot more room. A whole lot more wire room, and be able to let you finesse that alternator in there a whole lot better. Sorry, it doesn't show up very well, but oh, there you go, right there. It hooks onto a little metal clip kind of thing. But undo that, and that'll give you a whole lot more room. So, just a tip. Get back with you. All right, so put everything back on. Hooked all this stuff back up, and I'm kind of just going over this just to make sure. Still need to tighten this up. I'm just going to use some pliers, and then I'll come back and, oh, maybe not. That's good. Alright, let's give it a shot. This will be a test for me too. Now, I did spray some carburetor cleaner up in there because I saw a little bit of stuff. So it might do a funky little whatever. Alright, well, light's off, so that's good. I'll maybe test drive it tomorrow. I'm going to be out in the field. So, and I did one thing that I normally don't do, but again, I hadn't done this in so long. Normally, whenever you do this, you're supposed to bump the starter to make sure that the belt's on like it's supposed to be. But fell off. All right, got all that together, and let me put this down because probably not the. Ta-da! Saved $825. So we'll see. We'll see if that was the issue. If so, hey, awesome! I learned something. If not, well, be back at the drawing board. But basically, that's how you do an alternator on a Cadillac CTS 3.2 liter 2003 model. TV. It's like that. Something running good. See if it throws the code. Usually, it would throw that code pretty quickly. Let's see. Nope. Code's still not on there. So. That's cool. Alright, well, if you got any questions or anything, let me know. Alright, there you go. Y'all comment, rate, and I'll keep you posted if this is not the issue. If it was the issue, then you might not see anything else from it. But thanks for watching. See ya.